guys, it's Jess from Peace Out Books, and today I'm here with another book haul. I just posted one 2 weeks ago, and then I made a thrift books order, a book outlet order, literally the day before they announced their sale that's going on right now, which has happened to me multiple times now. I just need to learn to wait for a sale for book outlet. I placed my order like Tuesday last week, and then the next day they're like, hey, guess what? We're having a 15% off sale next week, and here's a link for $5 off if you want to use it during that sale. And I'm like, I just placed an order, and so obviously I'm not gonna place another order, but I had a lot of YA books and historical romances that I really wanted to get from their website, and you can always get really good deals on YA hardback. I know I've been saying I haven't been reading a lot of YA, but these are YA that are much more mature, but I'm gonna get to that. So I have a stack of books, a couple from publishers, most I bought, that I need to share with you, and I'm in big trouble because next weekend is so not this upcoming weekend, but the 22nd, starting is the Half Price Books Warehouse sale in Columbus, so I'm gonna go crazy there. And then the end of July, I've already pre-ordered 15 books for my signing I'm going to, so I have too many books, but whatever, I'm gonna get to them. The first book came in my Bubbles and Books unboxing, which I'll link down below, and that is Love and Care by Kristen Proby. I guess this is an older series, but it's about a woman who's a teacher, and she has to tutor this little boy, and apparently his uncle's really annoying, and he was actually someone that she had a crush on, I think maybe, in high school, and she's not the same old wallflower anymore, so that sounds like a lot of fun. Next, I bought for sentimental reasons. I think I got this one at Half Price Books that I almost got on Thrift Books. That's Fangs for the Memories by Kathy Love. This is a vampire romance. This was one of the first adult paranormal romances I ever read in high school. I think I was in high school, and I was obsessed with everything Kathy Love wrote. I'd go to the library, I picked one of these up. It was not this paperback version, it was the bigger paperback, and it had like a really cartoonishy, really awful cover, and I loved them. They were a lot more romantic than I was used to, and opened me up to a whole new love for paranormal romance. So I'm excited to have the first one and reread it and see if it's amazing as I thought it was when I read it like 10 years ago. Next, I got from Thrift Books, and I'm slightly annoyed because it said it was in good condition, or I think it was very good. I don't think I got any mass market paperbacks that were listed under very good. And it's Hannah and the Highlander, but it's an old library copy. Nothing about what I ordered said it was an old library copy, so I'm really annoyed about that. And for mass markets, you never know what people are going to say about the condition. This spine is completely cracked up, and they said it's very good condition. So I'm not going to dispute it. I'm not going to get mad. I'm just like, whatever. It was $3, but I would have never bought it if I knew it was a library edition, but this is the first book in the series. I have books 2, I think, possibly 2 and 3. I don't remember if I had the rest of the books, but I did want to get this first one because I didn't have it, and I guess I can read it and just get rid of it when I'm done with it and find another copy of it. It is a historical romance with Highlanders. Next, I also got from Thrift Books, and that is Dream Fever by Karen Marie Moaning. Again, this just has a cracked spine, but the rest of it's fine, so I guess that's fine. Because a lot of my books in this series that I already own have pretty badly cracked spines because I got them at used bookstores. I think this is book 4 in the series, and I read book 1 like 2 or 3 years ago, and I don't remember a lot about it, and so I really want to get back into reading a lot more paranormal romances, and I remember there not being a lot of romance in the first one though, and it made me annoyed because I wanted them to get together because her sister, the main character's sister, dies, I think, in Ireland, and she has, I don't remember if it's Ireland or Scotland, but she has to go and figure out what happened to her, and there's like demons and stuff like that. So I need to reread it and get through the rest of the series. The last one I also got from Thrift Books, and that is The Day of the Duchess by Sarah McLean. This one I have heard amazing things about, especially from my friend Lacey from Book Lovers Lacey and on Instagram. This is book 3 in the series. I have books 1 and 2 that I got from Book Outlet, and so this one I had heard a lot of hype about though, so I'm glad I have it again. Cracked spine, but everything else is fine, so glad I have this. Next one I'm so excited to have because I sent it from the publisher, and I enjoyed this author's first book, and that is The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory. This is the second book I believe by this author. The first one was The Wedding Date, and this is about the guy I think was the doctor's best friend from the first book. The doctor was the main character in the first book, and he is at a baseball game, and there's this girl who is just in this relationship with this actor, I think, and they haven't been together that long, and he proposes to her at the baseball game, and she says no, and this guy ends up saving her, I guess. It sounds like so much fun. I'm so excited to have this. It comes out in September, so it doesn't come out for a while, but I'm excited to have this, and it sounds really cute. Next, from Thrift Books, I decided to get a big copy of Lick. I do have the really tiny copy. A subscriber sent me from Australia, and this said it's like a free book. I don't know how she got this, and I read this version of it, but they're pretty different in size. And so I have the rest of the series in this size, so I'm definitely gonna keep this, but now I have stuff to complete my series. Before I forget, this just reminded me, if you saw I had a Pop Funko up there, I got a package in the mail yesterday and it was super light from Amazon, and I was like, I didn't order anything, like what the heck is this? I opened the box and lose it. Honestly, I was freaking out. I pre-ordered this Pop Funko in March when I first saw it was a thing, and it finally came, and I ordered it on my dad's account because he has Prime, so I didn't get an email about it because my dad gets emails. And it is an Ed Sheeran Pop Funko. He is just the absolute cutest. He has his glasses, he has a microphone, he has his tattoos, he has a guitar on his back. I love him so much. The next book I also got from Thrift Books I got because of a lot of you guys recommended this. I don't even remember what video I talked about it, but that is Sweet Evil by Wendy Higgins. And this is YA, but a lot of you said it was really good, and I believe they're children of fallen angels. It doesn't really tell you on the back. It just says, what if there were teens whose lives literally depended on being bad influences. So I've heard the romance is really, really good in this, and I'm excited to have it and give it a chance. The next book I got from Amazon, and it is humongous. I got it because I heard this was going to be up for only a limited time because of the whole drama, and that is Cocktails by a whole slew of authors. That is all of them on the back. I think I'm super excited about, I know Amy Dawes was in this, Stacey Hart, Jessica Hawkins, Lex Martin, Corinne Michaels, Penny Reed, Kennedy Ryan, Kylie Scott, Sierra Simone, Kate Stewart, Rachel Van Dyken. There's like a lot of authors that I love that contributed to this, and it is humongous with super tiny font. I don't even know, it's like 800 pages, and I got it when it was on sale for $23, and I had some cashback points on my Discover card. That's why I let myself buy this. But then the next couple days it dropped down to being $15, and if you don't know, there's a huge drama going on about this author who tried to trademark the word cocky, and so they're like, what about like Cocky Bastard and all these other cocky books, and she was trying to tell people they had to change their books and that they would have to pay her what they've got like earned from the book since then. It was ridiculous, and I don't know what's going on with that, but a lot of authors have come together to try to fight that. So all these proceeds are going to the, I'm pretty sure, the lawyer fees and everything. I know that Romance Writers of America is helping with that as well. It's just a whole doozy, and like other authors have now tried to trademark words, and it just doesn't make sense. But I have this, and I'm gonna maybe read it someday, but we'll see. I believe it's still up online. I don't know if it's going to not be able to be published because the author who had trademarked the word cocky, I think had tried to go after them with her lawyer for publishing this book. Whatever. She needs to go away. So I'm excited to have this and read it sometime. The next book I bought is because it's book 1 in a series, and I'm seeing this author at that motorcycle signing I'm going to at the end of July, and that is Rain by MN4G. I don't know how to say the last name. I've already pre-ordered books 2 and 3. I'm trying to read a lot of books before I go there so that, you know, when you meet them, you say, I like your books, not, hey, I have no idea what your books are like, but I'm buying them. So this one's about, I think, the president of the motorcycle club, and he falls in love with a gorgeous sheriff. So that is definitely drawing the lines between who you're aligned with. Are you gonna be loyal to your club, or let yourself fall in love with someone who's with the law? So it sounds good, and it's pretty short, so I think I can get through it really quickly, and I'm excited to read it. The next book I got because we went to the mall with my parents, and my mom and dad had to go, I think, to JCPenney's, and so my sister and I went to Forever 21, and then we were going to meet up at Barnes & Noble, so I was looking around real quick, and I saw When Dimple Met Rishi for $6. So, this is by Sandhya Menon. I don't know how to say her first name. People say it differently, but this I've heard is really good. It's like the girl, Dimple, does not know that they are their parents are trying to make them get married, and she goes to the same like coding camp, I think, as Rishi, and he is like, oh hey, you're the one I'm gonna marry, and she like tosses her coffee in his face. It sounds really cute. I've heard really good things and I'm just like obsessed with the cover. It's really adorable. So I finally have it based off the hype. It was cheaper at Barnes & Noble than it was at Book Outlet. So I bought it and I'm hopefully gonna read it. Now it's time to open the big box. I have 10 books in here, so the first 3 I'm going to go all together because my friend Lacey, like I said, from Book Lovers Lacey, and Sarah from Barnes & Sarah, sorry. I only mentioned Lacey on Instagram and Sarah got mad at me. Sarah and I were talking about these 2, and they are these 3 historical romances. I got Eloisa James's My American Duchess, which Lacey has raved about. Sarah recently read it and loved it. I'm pretty sure she was reading this and loved it. I've met Eloisa James. I have like 10 of her mass market paperbacks, and she writes really great historical romances. Then I also got these 2 by Lisa Kleypas. I think that's how you say her name. I have Devil in Spring, which is the 3rd book in the series, and then Marrying Winterbourne. I don't know what book or series this is part of, but I've heard amazing things about these, and like I said, I've been trying to read more historical romances as well as more paranormal romances, so I'm glad I have these 3. I have no idea what they're about, but I want to read them. Next was totally random. I was about to check out and then I saw this author's new book was up there, and I have the other 2 by her and I love the other 2, and that is Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. I guess this main character, there's a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream going out their school, one of my favorite Shakespeare plays, and she overhears the school's it couple breaking up, and I believe that they are 2 girls that are breaking up, and this just sounds like a really adorable YA romance. I know I love Emma Mills' writing, First and Then, and This Adventure Ends. I love them both, so I'm really excited to have her new book that recently came out. One of the main reasons why I placed this order was because I really wanted Run Away With Me by Mila Gray. This is book 3 in this series. I read the first one, Come Back to Me. Love that book so much. These are definitely not more new adult than YA. The first one was a girl who was in love with her brother's best friend, and her brother and her brother's best friend were both part of the military, and in the beginning of the book you figured out one of them was gonna die. And you didn't know who until the very end of the book. I don't know whose this is. I know the second book is her best friend who works at a hospital, I think, for people in the military, and she falls for a wounded soldier. So they are all very heavily emotional, and I was obsessed with that first book, so I'm glad I have book 3 now, and they can all be really pretty together because I love these covers, and I needed it in hardback. Okay, so I just read the synopsis for this. I didn't even read it yet, but I got After the Game by Abby Glines. This is the 3rd book in this series. I read the first one and really enjoyed it. I got the first ones in this series, I believe, from Book Outlet as well, and I have book 2, so I needed book 3. This one sounds so good. So this girl was raped, and she accused like the golden boy, the oldest son of this family, and no one believed her. And what happened was she moves away and she got pregnant and had a baby. She comes back, and the boy she had accused of raping her went away to college living his life that he shouldn't be living because he raped her, and it is her romance with someone who finds her in the middle of a storm off the side of the road with her son. And it sounds super emotional and not YA at all, so I don't know again if this is more new adult than YA, but I'm excited to continue the series and read book 2 and then this book. The next one I remember seeing before it came out, and I was dying to read it, and it was on the website for Book Outlet, and I freaked and had to buy it, and that is Wait For Me by Caroline Leach. This is actually historical YA romance, and it's about a girl who works on a farm, and it's during 1945, so during World War II, and a prisoner of war from Germany is assigned to work at her farm, and she is appalled. She's like, I cannot work beside someone like that, and I believe they fall in love. It's a forbidden romance, it's historical, and it sounds fabulous, and I love this cover, so I'm really excited to have it. Next is a book I've already read. I got to read it for review, but I only read the ebook, and I never got around to buying the book, and it is Furious Rush by S.C. Stevens. This is such a good series. I love it, so I don't even know how I don't own it already. This is about a couple who they are, well, they're not a couple yet. They're into motocross. I don't know like the actual term for it. It's just racing, and her dad is like a legend, and she races for him, but they share a track with her dad's arch nemesis, who they used to be best friends and own it together, but then something happened and they ended up falling out, and so there's a new boy who is racing for the other team, and they realize that they only get better when they race each other, so they secretly meet and start racing and practicing. And then of course I have a romance. This is forbidden romance, sports romance. It's amazing. You've probably heard me talk about it. I loved it, so I'm finally happy to have this paperback, and I have to get book 2 now. The next book I have wanted for forever since it came out, and I loved the first book. This is a companion novel. It's The Boy Most Likely To by Huntley Fitzpatrick, My Life Next Door. I adored that book. This one I believe is the sister of the boy in that book. That's all I know. I have an eye in this book forever. I've always almost bought it from Book Outlet for the past like 2 years, and I just really want to read it, and I finally have it so I can add it to my bookshelves. The next book I bought, and the last book of this order, I got because I read book 2 because I was sent it from Forever Romance, and this was the first one, and that is In Ruins by Danielle Pearl. This one, it's kind of vague, but it said the girl has always wanted to go off to college and have freedom, especially because of this terrible mourning. I don't know what happened. And she runs into a guy that she used to love, but apparently he thinks that she was like scheming and using him, but remembers how it was like for them to be together. So sounds really emotional and good, and I really enjoyed the second book, so I'm excited to read this one. And I know people who are obsessed with this book, so I can't wait to read this. And that is my haul. Obviously you can tell I've bought way too many books. Only one of those was for review. The rest I bought myself. I need some help. I need to stop buying books. I've already told myself no more Book Outlet for a while, no more thrift books for a while, at least until the summer ends. Hopefully I follow that. But let me know down below if you have read any of these, what you are excited for me to read, or what you've gotten recently. I would love to hear. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.